Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Endeavor co-founder and CEO, Linda Rottenberg.
Good evening. What leaps out at me in watching that video is the idea of impossible. The word impossible has been something Endeavor has heard a lot. 20 years ago, we were told it would be impossible to help Endeavor entrepreneurs find mentors and capital to take their businesses to scale in troubled economies. After we were up and running, we were told it would be impossible to expand beyond our first offices in Latin America. And now we're told it will be impossible to achieve our goal of self-sustainability. Hearing the word impossible over and over can be impossibly frustrating. But for me, Endeavor's mission is to make the impossible possible. And tonight, I want to talk about why our mission matters. Endeavor works in the toughest business environments where taking on the status quo is not easy. In the last few years, we've tripled our presence in the Middle East and North Africa as conflict has risen. We entered Greece, Spain, and Bulgaria as Europe's debt crisis grew. We entered, as you heard, in Miami, Louisville, and Detroit, because even here in the US, taking a company from startup to scale up is incredibly difficult. And we are expanding in Southeast Asia and Latin America as others are contracting or pulling out. Endeavor believes that when economies turn down, entrepreneurs turn up. We are the ones who flick the switch from impossible to possible. Possible is why we've been able to find over 1,200 entrepreneurs who have generated more than 500,000 new jobs in places where business and government were losing jobs. Possible is why amidst Brazil's recession, one woman has created nearly 4,000 jobs in the beauty industry, mainly for low-income workers. That's Leila Velez, who joins us tonight. And possible is why, amidst all the conflict in Turkey, one entrepreneur named Nevzat Aydin dared to dream big. Earlier this year, Nevzat sold his online food company, Yemek Sepeti, for nearly $600 million, the largest internet exit in Turkey's history. But what he did next was even more unimaginable. In a country where there is no concept of stock options, Nevzat created a pool with his investors of $27 million to ensure that 150 employees could share in the company's success. CNN declared Nevzat the world's best boss. We call him an Endeavor entrepreneur. Like many in our network, he embodies the spirit of dream big, create an impact, and pay it forward. Make the impossible possible. Nevzat also joins us tonight. Bravo. So yesterday we held a worldwide board meeting, and our team presented the findings of a major study we've conducted at Endeavor Insight, our research arm. And Edgar and the board were convinced that we had to show you these results tonight. So here goes. Now, what we were looking at was the influence of entrepreneurship spreading over time and its lasting impact on economic development. This type of impact has never been demonstrated visually before. We started in one of our earliest countries, Argentina, and we polled 200 tech entrepreneurs. We asked them, who inspired you, who mentored you, and who invested in you? The results surprised even us. This is what I mean when I say that Endeavor can make massive systemic impact possible. Bubble maps like these, which we're recreating in a number of countries, to me show why our mission matters. Now, back in April, I was very much looking forward to meeting Diane von Furstenberg. I've long admired her work, and enjoyed reading her memoir, The Woman I Wanted to Be. But I was also a bit nervous. After all, she's an icon. But moments after welcoming Edgar and me, Diane slunk back in her chair, elegantly, and said, "It never gets easier." Even DVF finds something impossible. Then she sat up, explained her strategy for moving her company forward, and told me that she had hired a new CEO that very day. I knew we had found our perfect honoree. Endeavor entrepreneurs all know that building a business never gets easier. It's up to us to flip the switch to possible. And that's really what I hope my girls, Tybee and Eden, who are also here tonight, will take away. Wave, girlies. I hope that you will resist the naysayers who will tell you your dreams are impossible. Go forth, as your dad would say. And remember this last story I'm about to tell. It's my all-time favorite story. Around 1800, a woman named Barbe Nicole Ponsardin married a man with a small family vineyard in northeastern France. The man dies young, leaving Barbe Nicole, now a widow, in charge of a business she knows nothing about. And she proceeds to revolutionize an entire industry. First, she invents the idea of turning bottles of sparkling wine upside down, freezing off the excess yeast, which results in a sharper, more bubbly taste. Barbe Nicole's 1811 vintage is said to be the first truly modern champagne. But just as she perfects the process, Russia invades. All the experienced winemakers shut down their business as protection. Barbe Nicole spots a marketing opportunity. She resolves to get the Russian army wasted. Today they drink, she says, tomorrow they will pay. And before the war ends, she takes one more gambit. She smuggles her entire 1811 vintage right outside of St. Petersburg. So just as the peace is signed, her bottles arrive in Russia, crushing the competition. Even Tsar Alexander declares he will drink only the widow. Veuve, you see, is the French word for widow. Barbe Nicole's late husband was Veuve Clicquot. This is the story of Veuve Clicquot, who embraced the turbulence around her, took strategic risks, and became the first woman to run a multinational business. She rewrote the script from impossible to possible. I love her story. Because if she can do it, we can too. And our Endeavor entrepreneurs have embraced this challenge. And right now, I'd like to ask all the Endeavor entrepreneurs in the room to please stand up and be recognized. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses of Veuve Clicquot, generously donated to us. And in the spirit of Barbe Nicole, please help me in toasting Mission Possible. Thank you. Enjoy your dinner, and our program will resume in about an hour.